how do you even start a conversation with somebody about abortion? Because you're talking about pro-life people shouldn't be weird. So I'm assuming you can't just, in an elevator be like, so what are your thoughts on abortion? So like, how
Yeah,
in the
don't
world
do
do you
that.
even talk about that?
Definitely don't do that in the elevator. So I'm a big proponent of relational apologetics. I think the likely place you're going to convince someone to become pro-life is with a friend at like Starbucks. And it's going to be over a long period of time. Like most people don't change their mind in one conversation about anything. And so for a lot of people, like it's going to take them months, maybe years. But if you can build a relationship of trust where they understand that both you're like a good person, like you're virtuous, you don't just like hate women or something like that. Like that's not like why you're pro-life. And also thoughtful, if you have like thoughtful things to say, those two things make a very powerful chord. And then if you can, kind of build up a situation where you have a genuine friendship with someone, and then in that context, sometimes you can talk about this, but that's not the only point of the friendship. I think it's like there should be like genuine love and trust there. But also in that, I've had pro-choice friends become pro-life after, like in one case, a year and a half of friendship, in one case, like 5 years of friendship finally came from pretty strong pro-choice position to a very strong pro-life position and even converted to Orthodox Christianity. And so I do like whole talks just on that concept. If we're not doing it that way, like if we're doing our testing, we do that on college campuses because college campuses are still the least weird place for strangers to talk about politics or
Really?
moral issues together. Yes, that might change at some point, but it still seems like contrast it with like one time I was working with a pro-life group that I love. It's one of my favorite pro-life groups. They're Justice for All. They're out of Kansas, and they do a lot of campus work, and I've been really influenced by them. But like, I was hanging out one time, and they tried a beach outreach. They tried like getting people to have conversations on the beach, and I'll tell you, I will never do that again. That was the worst. Because
Why?
everyone
Why?
just
What was so bad about it?
they're there to hang out with their kids. They're like, it's just so not the mindset that they're in when people go to the beach. It was just like super off-putting and weird to people for the most part. I mean, like they set up a tent. And then sometimes people would come to the tent. That was fine. But like some of us were like going out and trying to survey people, literally sitting on the sand, looking at the ocean. It didn't work. I know. And we've done things like I remember I was training the staff of Students for Life of America one time. And we did an outreach in like downtown DC, like not in like the touristy area, but more like just like where people work and live. It's like Metro. There was like a subway station and a bunch of bus stops. So like in a pinch, we can do something like that. But I prefer college campuses. I prefer working with a pro-life club on a campus and setting up a table. We'll set up like a poll table that says, should abortion remain legal? And we'll have a yes and a no and an it depends option and a way for people to vote or participate. But basically, we're just fishing for conversations.
This is Charlie Kirk, founder and CEO of Turning Point USA. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Turning Point USA.